Hey everyone, this is Gary back again for another video. Today we're going to talk about it's the holy grail of the all made up. I'm not talking about the virus. The virus is real, but what I feel is happening is there a war, an economic war going on right now between a few countries over the trade rights, and the virus was released or escaped or however it got out there, right, as leverage to control the people. Our constitutional rights is they have no right to kick us out of our homes or to lock us in our homes. That's private. These are private companies they're closing down. They have no right to close these down. And if you want a real treat, look up what the definition of pandemic. This is why it's the holy grail of the all made up. It's incredible what's going on. I just want to say hi to everybody. I have a windsock on because I'm out here in the beauty of nature, and I'm sorry I didn't get to do a video last night, so I'm going to do one today, and I'm going to try and do one tonight. So the holy grail of it's all made up. So let's kind of get into this. So we know there's, well, in my opinion, there's an economic war going on over trade. Who started that? I would say Trump started that with China. And where did the virus come from? China. And 5G doesn't have anything to do with it as far as I'm concerned. All 5G is a frequency. And it's no different than 3 or 4. It's not a weapon as long as our immune system is strong. Any more than 3G or 4G was. So all this stuff that's going on is to cause chaos and confusion, doubt, and that lowers your energy, it lowers your power. And this is something I wanted to go over, was social distancing. So do you know what happens when you take a bunch of batteries, and I didn't bring my battery, I meant to, but anyway, you take a AAA, AA, D, whatever, battery, right? And that's energy. That's what we are. And we produce it right here. These three burn it, and these three burn it. This is fight or flight, survival. And up here is obviously where we think we communicate our ideas, our imaginations, which our imaginations are quantum, because our imagination can create something like that with no time or energy spent other than to think the thought. Putting it into action in the linear world where we are takes time and energy. A lot more time and energy. So that's the difference between the linear world, the 3D world, and the quantum world. As awesome as this one is. And we have to learn how to have a foot in both worlds and know who we're speaking to when we are expressing those two worlds. So the battery effect, and I brought this back. This, hopefully you can see it. I can't see it in there right now. This is a reflection. Okay. Oops. This is backwards to me again. I gotta get used to doing that. It'll be like a weatherman, I guess. So Earth, Sun, your aura, right? And this aura is your energy. It's your battery. So as I explain this, I'm going to do some qigong. I will lower this down so that you can see. So our aura, and let's do some qigong while this is doing the movement, will do us good. The breathing, We're going to get into that too. We're batteries. And social distancing is something new that's come along. And do you know what that does? Our aura, because we are not at full strength, full capacity, full health, our immune system is weak, it weakens our aura. And that is our battery. And when we stand next to each other, we are linking those batteries together. And when you link batteries together, they become more powerful. That's why a mastermind group is so powerful. What they're doing is, as they sit in the room, their collective energy creates another mind that's much greater in its ability to create new ideas. So it's a collective thought. That is what is being created to infect the hearts and minds of the people. That's where the holy grail of it's all made up comes from. They're trying to keep us calm while they're draining our wealth, closing businesses they have no right to close because they're private businesses, and closing all the businesses, so we don't really have anywhere to go. We can go out and walk around right now, but rumors in the pipeline is that's going to go away too for a few days or whatever. They'll decide that, not us, and our compliancy to it. But social distancing, when we're together as a community, as a group, as we are right here, we are stronger because we can reflect on each other. Even though we're not in proximity where the batteries can connect and create a community in the linear world where we're actually physically together. They're separating us. And what happens when we do that is the energy in our body starts to lower because we depend on other people to give us energy as well as they depend on us to give them energy. So as we're going through this, in the duality of the world, we are giving energy to the field, and the field is giving energy back to us. So we depend on each other. And when we're weak, we're drawing from the field. We're pulling it down a little bit. And there's so many of us right now that are living in fear, which creates that. Dehydrated, which creates that. Lack of oxygen, which creates that. Lack of proper movement, mentally and physically, which we do too much of. Rest, which we do too little of, mentally and physically. And of course the oxygen is the breath work. And that's what we're doing. We're literally rebuilding our electrical system, our energy, our power, our ability to conceive, to create, to live in passion or with passion. It's an incredible thing. And we have the power to change anything. Think about an atom, okay? An atom was used on Hiroshima. And look at the damage it did. Well, it's just as powerful in the reverse, in love and compassion and creativity. And we are made of atoms. That's how powerful we are. And how do we connect with that? Or I should say, how do we build? Because we're already connected. You cannot be not connected, because if you're not connected, then you've already moved on to a different realm. So this world, it's up to us to build our generative energy, which comes right from here. The heart is the energy generator. These three energy centers burn energy, and these three burn energy. And if we're too powerful here or we're too powerful here, it affects how this generates electricity. It does not generate enough, really, to do what you need to do. That's why you fall asleep when you eat a big meal or you go out drinking, and you see people getting tired, you know, and they're kind of passed out. When you eat, you're forcing energy from your body to go into your stomach to digest it. And if there's not enough to digest it and do your daily function, you will go to sleep. Think of Thanksgiving and Christmas, overeating and drinking. It's too much burden on the body. Same thing with information. With this news about what's going on in the world right now and shutting it down, people are panicking. And fear drains energy. It dissolves and destroys love. Because we don't know how to defend ourselves. Well, what I'm doing here is showing you how to defend yourself against this. It's simple, it costs almost nothing, and it's within your power. You don't even have to leave your home to do it. Although out here in nature with bare feet, grounding to the earth is extremely important. Not being grounded to the earth, like with the rubber sole shoes that we wear and things, and I don't think that's a conspiracy. I think it was cheaper, it was light, and people liked it. So it grew, because we didn't know. Well, now we do know. And we have to take precautions to ground ourselves, because when we're not grounded, back in the day, I had a 1960 Chevy convertible. And every once in a while, you would get static on the radio. You'd even get spark plug noises. And that's a bad ground. It's not it's a weak ground. It's grounded, but it's not grounded properly. So we used to take these straps and hook them on the frame, and they'd go down the back of the car, and they would touch the ground, and it would help ground the electrical system. Because that little static, you may adjust to it noise-wise, but as you get further and further away from a station, let's say, or there's less and less ground, more and more static comes in. Well, our bodies are not mechanical, they're obviously biological. And when we're not grounded to the earth directly, there's a little bit of a hissing noise there, and we adjust to it. But over time, it starts to build, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's causing dis-ease in the body. And when we ground, it helps to alleviate that. That's where inflammation comes from. Even pets get inflammation if they're not grounded. You don't see animals in nature doing that. They don't have inflammation because they're constantly grounded to the ground. They sleep on it, they walk on it, they're drinking water, they're in the water, and that's a huge difference. So one of the things, I've been trying to come up with things that are easy to do, and this is one of them. So this is the Master Cleanse. Doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's a green smoothie. Put it in something you can shake it. This activates it. It energizes it. And why is that important? What happens to water when it sits in a puddle? It gets stagnant, right? And it's no longer drinkable. Well, what happens to the body when it doesn't have enough hydration? It's not moving. It gets stagnant. And stagnation causes congestion and inflammation and dis-ease in the body. So the simple thing to do is, after you shake this, we're going to wash or we're going to drink, then we're going to wash, okay? And this is how we wash. We're moving the lymphatic fluid, we're moving the blood, we're moving oxygen, oxygenating the blood, clearing the mind. And if you want to really get healthy, repeat. Drink, wash, repeat. Drink, wash, repeat. That's it. And you want to use live liquids? I don't care what live liquids you use. As you've heard me say before, I use the Master Cleanse because it's about $1 to $1.50 to make 32 ounces. If you have a lemon tree and they're in season, maybe 10 cents. You are not going to find that in a store. Sure, stores are built on shelf life. Okay, stores are built on shelf life. That's why the whole center of the store is boxes and cans and very little life. Some of those can sit there for years, like a Hostess Twinkie, and they made it in 1945. It could still be sold today because nobody even knows what they are. But our bodies can handle almost anything. You know, if we have the power of an atom in us, which we do, when we align these energy centers and we connect with the earth and the power of the sun, there isn't a disease in the world that could possibly penetrate the frequency that we are vibrating at. Nor will these holy grail of fake news, or it's all made up. I think I prefer that. It's the holy grail of the all made up. And we let it affect us. That's what, revenge, grudges, that's what we're taught. Well, in that church down the street, those people don't think right, and we need to stop that. And there are churches that have gone around the world corrupting other people. Changing their whole culture. That's the holy grail of all made up. Well, you people, you run around naked. You can't be doing that. You need to wear clothes. You need to think like I think. You need to do this. You need to do that. You know what? You don't. That's their opinion, and they're welcome to it. Because if I have a right to my opinion, they have a right to theirs. They do not have to match, ever. And we don't need to get upset because they don't. Until we forgive, truly, from here, we open our heart and we forgive all people for all things, no matter what's been done to us, we will suffer. It's just one of the laws of nature. Because we're creating, we are manifesting the seeds of fear they planted in our hearts and our minds. And when we let go of it, and enough of us let go of it, they have no power. Think about vaccines. When they first came out, nobody would take them. So you know what they did? They created a scenario that was so fearful that people lining up and demanding them. And they're not any better than they ever were. Chew on that for a while. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. You don't know what to do. Obviously, the leaders don't know what to do. And if you look up, if you Google pandemic, what an actual pandemic is, you'll see the issue. you will completely and totally understand the issue of what a pandemic is and what's going on right now. And it'll blow your mind. So, don't take my word for it. Actually, really go look up definition of pandemic. And you look around the world and you see what's going on. There are countries that still have toilet paper on the shelves because people are not panicking. Do you see those people? Nope. Nope, you don't, because that's not selling what they want to sell to us. And we have to be brave enough and aware enough to realize that's what's going on and not fall for it. So let's get into some breath work here. We're going to do some relaxing breath work. I think first, though, just to shake off some stress or tension. If you've been watching the news, forget it. It's all designed specifically to create fear in you so that you will do exactly what they want you to do. And I think that we are on a vibrational frequency here in this community that we look at all those things and we make our own decisions. And I'm not trying to influence you either way. All I want to do is get the word out that the virus is dangerous. It is a flu-like symptom, even though they're saying it's not a flu. They've never had a vaccine or anything that would do anything to a virus. That's done here, right here. This is where it's done. We have 6 tonsils. Of course, they ripped 2 of them out because that was the surgery of the time when I was a kid. So I don't have 2 of my 6. But you know what they do? They create vaccines. When you breathe in, they're reading everything that's going into your body. And if there's anything there that's a danger, it will create a chemical right here in your own brain to go into the receptors to prevent that from coming into your body. And if you want to see that in action, check out Wim Hof. They gave him the Ebola virus, and for the first time in scientific history, right, totally shocked beyond belief, written papers, done videos, because they watched it die as it was going in his body. Because he could control his immune system, and so can we, to defend ourselves against that. He put his vibration at a rate that closed those receptors, and the dis-ease could not get in, and it was flushed out through the body. That's how powerful we are. We're not victims of anything but misinformation, chaos. So let's do some breath work, because sorry for the rant, got to calm down a little bit here. But that's what they're doing, they're separating us. And the energy gets weaker and weaker and weaker. And what else is getting weaker? The atmosphere. Because we, when we're in tune, think about back in the 20s and 50s, when things started to straighten out, right? There was no talk about the atmosphere being weak. Oxygen levels were higher, people were happier, one job could support a whole family, and you'd get vacations, and you'd get a pension at the end that would take you through. They weren't stealing it back like they are now, because that's the other thing that's going on with this economic thing. They're draining the wealth of the people, some by half. And that's their pension, their retirement. And you hear all these eggheads come on and they go, and I shouldn't call them eggheads because they're just energy like us. They're telling us, don't worry, over time it will come back. Well, what about the people right now that depend on that money because they are retired and they're elderly? Are they going to live long enough for it to recover so they can actually go back to the lifestyle that they once had. That's the real issue. And this virus is attacking the elderly. The average person dying from this is like 80, 81 years old. And you hear, well, there is one case of a guy 50 years old in the hospital. Yeah, okay. One. There's 7.5 billion people on this planet. There was a flu that came through here, I think in 1916. You should check this. I think it was a Spanish flu. Killed 100 million people. They shut the world down then? Nope. And if this does, just think about this. This is just starting and they can't handle it. If this does become a true pandemic, if you look it up and you see the numbers of what a true pandemic is, you think it's out of control now? They don't have a clue. We have to take care of ourselves. And one way to do that, hydration, nutrition, oxygen, which we're going to get into right now. We're going to do a lion's breath. I think we're going to do 2. And that'll get rid of the gases in the bottom of our lungs, things that have settled there. Because we're constantly breathing and eating and drinking toxins. I mean, that's life. That's just the way it is. And the more toxic they make it, the more toxins we have to eliminate. That's why we cleanse every single day. And then once, twice, a year, whatever, do a 10-day cleanse. And then go back to just 1 or 2 bottles a day of the master cleanse. And it'll completely wash your system. Because it's the density that's keeping the energy from going through that's changing your battery. And we don't want that. So we want to start putting things in, like the herbs and all that other stuff that's on in the Master Cleanse class. All that stuff is listed out for you. And you just start putting that in your body, and your body will do the rest. You don't even have to do anything. So, okay, lion's breath. We're going to breathe in through the nose. We're going to exhale through the mouth, tongue out. And we're going to do 2. We're going to hold at the top. When we exhale, we're going to get rid of all air in the stomach because the lungs and the abdomen are connected. And when we shallow breathe, stress, anxiety, fear, panic, the holy grail of it's all made up. And because you're taking it on, it's a... Okay, let's try that. Oops. Put my wind sock back on here. Okay, lion's breath. Into the nose, out through the mouth, tongue all the way out. We're going to breathe abdomen, chest, hold it. Then we're going to tongue out, exhale all the way out. Then we're going to massage our stomach, chest, whatever. Vagus nerve, parasympathetic, heal, digest, repair. Sympathetic, which they know through fear they are creating in people, and what does that do? It shuts down the parasympathetic, heal, digest, and repair. And when that's off, if it's off long enough, what's going to happen is it's not bringing oxygen, blood, hydration to the cells in this whole system, and they start to get weak, and we get a thing called malabsorption. So, something going on here. I don't know what the heck that is. Okay. So, in through the nose, hold, exhale everything all the way. I mean, I don't want any oxygen left in your lungs at all if you can do it. And if you can only take a half breath, that's where you work. Half breath. Okay, inhale. Exhale, tongue out. Hold. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale. We're going to do some deep, relaxing breathing today. I'm probably going to do this mostly through this whole cleanse that we're doing because of the stress factor that we're all under right now. So we're going to do this slow and slow. Slow, steady, and with intent to release stress and energy, stressful energy from the body. Okay, here we go. We're going to do 10, and I'm probably going to quit here at 10. I'm gathering quite a crowd around here. So you can do 20, 30. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, buddies, how we doing? Huh? How you doing? Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? So, dog's gone wild. Okay. In the nose.
I wish we had a football.
Out through the mouth. Oh, that's all right.
See you there.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. They haven't bothered me. Okay.
Go in the water?
We're going to do 10, and you can do 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever you want. You can do 10, and an hour later do 10 more. Just with the focus, that you are relaxing. Okay, here we go. First one, in through the nose. We're going to go out through the mouth. One of the dogs in the water.
Dre jumped right in. It's so cold.
Just feel your whole body relax. Do you ever notice people gather when they're trying to relax? And it's perfectly okay. Okay, we're going to do one more breath. We're going to hold at the top, and we're just going to exhale, and we're just going to slowly, slowly relax our whole body. Feel all the tension leave your body when you exhale. Exhale now. Open your heart. Feels so good just to open up and feel the sunshine on your body as it grounded to the earth. These are the things that matter to our bodies. The only thing that cannot lie to you is your body. Everything else is an illusion. You hit your thumb with a hammer, it's going to let you know. And what is it that's letting you know? Nervous system. Gut ache. What is it that's letting you know? Nervous system. Having a foot problem. Nervous system. We need to go back and rejuvenate our nervous system. And we do that through proper hydration, nutrition, movement, rest, oxygen. Opening the 13 channels of elimination and grounding to the earth. If you get any of these, like 3 especially, the hydration, the grounding, and the breath work, your whole life is going to change. Because your energy, your power is going to change. It has no choice. Because it was a lack of all those things that created it. You know, you have a dis-ease in your body called a disease by whatever. And I'm not saying they're not good, they're great at many things. But they say, well, we don't know what's wrong with the cell. They can take a cell and put it in a petri dish and grow a hamburger. They can take a cell from anything. Humans, doesn't matter. Put it in a test tube, as long as it's biologically alive, put it in a test tube and grow a living thing from it. And they can't tell us why our cells are going bad? Why they're not performing properly? I mean, really? If that's not the holy grail, if it's all made up, I don't know what is. So I'm going to leave right here, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Keep breathing, keep moving slowly, and enjoy your life. We get one pass through here. Don't let those who have the media steal your health, your wealth, your happiness, because that's what they're doing. You know, I learned this Qigong move the other day. I'll share it with you. Right here, if you close your hand like this, if you close your hand like this, right where your middle finger is, right there, that is a spot that will help your heart heal. And that's what you want to do when you're rubbing this. You know, always start with your left hand, I guess. That is more heart related, okay? So anytime you're doing anything with your hands, you're working in these areas, always work the left hand first. So we're gonna get up in there, and you'll kind of feel the spots, a little bit of a bump. And as you're rubbing that spot, you ask your body to heal your heart, to dissolve any dis-ease in it, in the arteries, in the veins. And it will do it, because you're the commander-in-chief of your body. And if you let others do it, they'll steal your power. This is not about stealing power. This is about enhancing it and increasing the vibration in your body. And when it gets to a certain level, all made up holy grails of anything will become very evident, very clear. So it's right there, right here. There are other spots I'll go over later, but this is getting long, so love you guys, and I will see you in the next video, which I'll try to do today since I didn't do one yesterday. I want to try to stay in touch as much as I can so that we can be a conscious, collective, higher vibrating community to see and understand what's going on in our world right now. And it's just a power struggle. That's all it is. It's two countries, maybe more, fighting over stuff, money, power, control, because that's all they know. That's all they know. The fact that we are raising our vibration, you gotta remember, these people are masters at following trends, following things as they move, because everything moves. As our energy goes up and their energy starts to get even lower, they're fighting back, because they know they're losing their power over the people. And the more resistance they have and the more they push us into corners, the more of us are waking up. And as we wake up, we change the field. The field is becoming stronger instead of weaker like it has been for years. Because it's us. It's this right here. Boom, our energy goes out. And as we raise our energy, every increment that we raise our energy raises the energy of the field for other people to draw on. And this is around the world. This is the entire planet. The atmosphere is the largest ocean in the world. We just don't think of it that way. We say fish, they don't know they're in water. Well, we don't know we are either. We get too dry out in the desert, our skin starts to dry out. we get around too much moisture in the air and we start having skin problems in the other direction. And we need a dehydrator. So we're in water. We breathe it, we drink it. We are water. You know, pH scale. Think about this. It goes from the center out. Say this is ice. It's water, right? Because we're 70% water. pH is water. It's the water in our body. If it gets too hot, it starts to harden the tissue, because anytime you cook meat, the longer you cook it, the harder it gets. Until it gets so tough, it can't function. You can't chew it. Well, the same thing's happening in your body. And if you go up the alkaline scale to the ice cube, the water is starting to solidify, because the body needs to maintain a temperature in all different areas, right? Because the temperatures are different everywhere, just like the pH is different everywhere, and the nutrient level is different everywhere. It starts to solidify in the other direction. That's why in alkaline it goes to black, and in, I believe in the pH it goes to red in the fire side, the acidity side. If it isn't red, it should be, because acid burns, and that's red. So we have to maintain that middle spot, because it's a wave, it's a frequency. It's not just a line, it's actually a frequency. And as we eat and drink liquids, we're moving up and down that scale, that wavelength, because we are eating and drinking wavelengths. We are hearing them, we are seeing them, we're smelling them, we're tasting them, we're touching them. It's all wavelengths. And we're moving up and down the scale. That's all we're doing. Doesn't matter if you're talking about variable heart rate. It just doesn't matter. So I'm getting low battery, so. Okay, this time we're really gonna end it. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, cool, calm, collective, no stress. This is just something that they're going through, and they're pushing us through it, and we'll get over it. But this is against all constitutional rights in this country. Like I said, love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully today.